In the realm of Formula One, the term bad race start often evokes memories of drivers losing positions in mere moments, or crashes that engulf multiple contenders in a matter of seconds. While the 1998 Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps stands out as one of the most disastrous F1 starts in history, another contender for the title of the worst start unfolded as well in Belgium, but at Circuit Zolder. This chaotic start, which nearly claimed the life of a person who wasn't supposed to be on the track. This is the story of the 1981 Belgian Grand Prix, Forgotten Formula. The race weekend was already marred by controversy even before the race started. During Friday practice, 22-year-old Osella mechanic Giovanni Amando fell off the narrow, overcrowded pit wall directly into the path of the Williams car of Carlos Reutemann. Unable to react in time, Reutemann struck Amando, causing a skull fracture that took his life the following Monday. Besides the mechanic being critically injured, the race went ahead.
The Grand Prix scene moves to Zolder, a circuit whose compact 2.6 mile, 118 mile an hour lap, set in lush farming country midway between Brussels and Liège, is very, very hard on brakes. A circuit that demands a nimble car and one where the turbo cars are not at their best.
When millions of people tuned in to watch the race, it was soon made clear that something was off. A protest erupted among the mechanics of all the teams, joined by several drivers, over safety concerns. The protest's aim was to delay the start by the race by 5 minutes. The mechanics unbelted the seats of many of the drivers, and because F1 car cockpits are so small and cramped, even if the drivers wanted to put back on their belts, just weren't physically able to, which led to many drivers, even though their cars were running, couldn't even start the formation lap. But this protest, which was meant to highlight safety concerns among the paddock, would turn out to be a haunting mistake.
I must say, I do think it's regrettable that this protest should be happening today, because the sport has gone through a very bad winter with the political arguments and things, and we're just getting things started again. And whilst naturally I sympathise with the protesters, having been in the business, and I know the difficulties that they face in getting things done and getting conditions improved when there are always plenty of other things for the powers that be to argue about. I think it's a great shame that that it should be happening now, just when we need to have things running smoothly and get some good racing to attract the public and provide some entertainment, which is basically what it's all about.
The meaning of the protest was only to delay the formation lap and the start of the race. But to many surprise, the green flag was waved and the formation lap was underway, even though most of the cars weren't even running.
The sponsors and everyone else will be catered for. Anyway, off we go on the warm-up lap. There's the chicane. Now they go uphill here, and there's a bit of a crest just by the bridge there. Then they drop left, sweeping round very fast indeed. Now this is a 4th or 5th gear bit here. Then back into 3rd gear, up into 4th as they come into the second part of the right-hander. They stay in 4th gear and then drop the exit.
As you can see on the live TV broadcast, Nelson Piquet in his Brabham was one of the few frontrunners to complete the formation lap, and the drivers climbed back into their cars, ready for the race start.
The cars are forming up.
In the normal way, they all go around in formation as a sort of pace lap, you see, which is dictated by the pole position man who leads the field round. And they come onto the grid, keep the engines running, and off they go. But of course, with all this fuss and bother and some people not being in their cars when it was time to set off, we seem to have a problem. So whether they'll start again and do a pace lap now or not, I have no idea.
Reutemann is obviously extremely unhappy about something. Here comes Piquet threading his way into position.
As the race officials initiated the start lights procedure, millions of viewers tuned in to witness the first turns of the Belgian Grand Prix. However, amidst the drivers who were focused on the lights, a crucial detail went unnoticed. Riccardo Patrese Arrow's car had stalled on the grid. Patrese had turned off his engine due to overheating, believing the race would be delayed due to the incomplete formation lap. Upon realizing his mistake, he frantically waved his hands to alert the officials and mechanics. Because Formula 1 cars are meant to go as fast as possible, weight saving is crucial. So a heavy starter to restart the car at will was quite useless. So a separate device would be used to start the car. It is commonly used by an air bottle, which is inserted up the exhaust pipe of the car to restart the engine. And this is commonly done by a mechanic. This procedure is usually performed before the formation lap, required immediate action. Arrow's mechanic, Dave Luckett, unaware the race start was imminent, retrieved the air bottle from the garage to restart Patrase's car. As he jumped over the pit wall and went under the car, the light sequence went off.
And you can warm your tyres up more or do any little job with your car. Patrese waving his arms now, which means his engine isn't started. And Patrase's missed the start.
And there you go, that was Siegfried Star. It looks to me, yes, Siegfried Star has gone straight
Somebody's
into the
run
back
over.
of Patrase's car. And a marshal has been run over.
That is the most terrible thing. This is the organiser's fault. I'm afraid that's an awful...
Stower smashed into the rear of Patrase's car at over 120 kilometers an hour, hitting Luckett. When the TV cameras zoomed in on the mess which happened, you could see the scene of full horror, with Stower's aluminium front wing absolutely smashed beyond repair, and Luckett in agony on the racetrack. Medics rushed onto the scene quickly to assist Luckett, and Stower, visibly horrified believing he had killed Luckett, was assisted off track by personnel. But there is another part of this clip that shows the craziness of this race. After the accident, the race wasn't stopped. To add insult to injury, it wasn't stopped. Nelson Piquet took the jump off Carlos Reutemann and took the lead of the race, while Stower and Patrase's car were still on track, and while Luckett was being put into an ambulance.
They've got a red flag now. There's a man with a red flag.
Even though a red flag was shown, none of the marshals noticed it, so only waved double yellow flags, which indicated to avoid an accident and continue racing. So we could just see Formula 1 cars whizzing past a potential fatal accident at over 200 miles an hour, with cars even going onto the grass.
This is unbelievably dangerous, and those marshals out on the circuit are taking a tremendous chance because the drivers will be well...
After 2 laps of racing, the whole grid realised what was happening, and so voluntarily, almost all cars besides Piquet stopped on track. Piquet actually got an extra lap, and even though he was leading, when he eventually stopped, he was at the back of the grid, about to lap all the other cars. After more than a 45-minute delay, the race was restarted, with Didier Pironi taking a lead, but later crashing out, with pole sitter Carlos Reutemann winning the race after that. The following year, safety measures were made in place so an accident similar to this wouldn't happen again. Mechanics would have to leave the track 15 seconds before the formation lap was taking place, and this rule still stands to this day. As for Luckett, he sustained a broken arm and a fractured leg, and several face lacerations, but fortunately made a full recovery. In the years to come, he would become a mechanic for Arrows and Simtech, and would also go to IndyCar in America. Dave Luckett died on June 12, 2021, age 72. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. This is a bit of an experiment I'm doing. I might make a couple of more of these videos, but I hope you enjoyed it, even if it was on the dark side. So, I'll see you in the next one.